Hello everyone. Today is a little bit different. I just want to talk about my involvement with Roblox as a company and as a developer on their platform, or former developer on their platform, I should say. A lot of you might not know this, but I have been developing games on Roblox for the past, probably like 4 years now, maybe. So I've been developing on Roblox for like 4 years, and in that time, a lot has happened. I've made a bunch of different games. Some of them did really well, some of them not so much. My most successful one was the first official game that I've made, which was Minutes Remain. That game did really well because I got really lucky because Dennis Daly made a video on that, and after Dennis Daly made a video on it, it was just like a snowball effect. It was like a domino effect, and I am still super grateful that the game was able to do so well, and I was able to get leverage from it to make other games and to gather support for my other games. So I was super grateful for that. So after I made Minutes Remain, I went on to another project called Minute Mayhem. And the main reason why I went on to Minute Mayhem was because I wanted to try something new. It has the same core mechanic as Minutes Remain, where something random happens every minute, but it's a lot more goofy. You know, it's a party game. Whereas Minutes Remain is like a survival horror game, Minute Mayhem is more of a party game. The lore in that game isn't super strict, so I was able to add a lot more stuff and do a lot more stuff rather than Minutes Remain, where it has lore and the stuff I add should probably follow the lore and it had to be horror related, whereas the party game could be anything related. It could be related to horror or something goofy or anything, you know? Anyways, I'm in Minute Mayhem and I've been continuously updating it for years, 3 years. Unfortunately, that game has never, the game did fine, but didn't reach the amount of success as I wanted it to, which is fine. It happens. Ooh, this is the purple bed. Give me that one. And then I moved on to a mini project, Soul Roulette, and that game is basically Squid Game, Rock, Paper, Scissors -1. It's like a horror strategy game, and it was like a little side project. I made it, and I think I finished it while I was on vacation in Kansas. I didn't expect the game to do super well because I don't know. But it ended up doing a lot better than I thought it would, and ended up getting like over 1 million visits before it was unfairly taken down by Roblox. And that is one of the main talking points that I want to talk about in this video on why I think Roblox failed me and why I'm quitting development. But before I get into that, I want to talk about all the other things that Roblox has been doing that has been absolutely demotivating me before I get into the main one. Because Soul Roulette being taken down, I think that was probably one of the final nails in the coffin, but there's just so many other things that Roblox has done that just makes it really, really difficult to continue making games on their platform. As you know, if you play Roblox, there is AI age verification. After you verify your age through AI, it puts you into different age groups. And while it sounds good on paper, it is actually very counterintuitive, and people from different age groups won't be able to chat with each other. So it hinders communication, which hinders social aspects in games, which hinders player counts in general. So that was like really demotivating because, and although Soul Roulette and Orderly Independence, which is the game that I released after I was done with Soul Roulette, and Orderly Independence is a game that I released a couple months ago. I started it my freshman year, finished it my senior year, and I'm sorry I'm getting sidetracked. I swear this is relevant. Orderly Independence is the most recent game I made and the last game I made for Roblox, and it is a psychological horror game based off of Presentable Liberty. The story is told through notes, a virus is breaking out, and your family and loved ones send you letters throughout the story. So that's the game. It's a single player game. So when it comes to communication, it doesn't matter when it comes to Orderly Independence, and kind of Soul Roulette. Communication kind of matters when you're making lobbies and stuff, because you have to make a lobby in order to get into the game with someone. But something like Minute Mayhem, it is really, really important because being social is a huge aspect of Minute Mayhem. That was really demotivating when working on Minute Mayhem because I was like, oh great, now I won't be able to chat with anyone. I really like joining Minute Mayhem and seeing other people play and then playing with them, asking them for feedback. Now I can't do that anymore because I can't talk to anyone. And the reason why I say it's counterintuitive is because Roblox uses facial scans in order to get your age range and put you in a group. And what you could do, since it uses AI, is you can use different pictures with different angles or a Gary's Mod character in order to get certain age groups. So if a predator was really desperate, he could get a picture of someone who's young, of different angles of their face, and use that to get into a lower age group. And it'll be easier for them to groom someone because there are less bystanders that will be able to help them. The best way I could describe it is like a buffet. So that's one of Roblox changes that really demotivated me and kind of made me question. Another reason is when you make a new game, you need 500 highly engaged players in order for your game to be accessed by everyone. If it doesn't, then it'll only be available to people who are over the age of 16 years old, which is not a whole lot of people. People below the age of 9 are a huge demographic for Roblox. So how are you supposed to reach 500 engaged players if a huge portion of the player base can't even play your game? You would need to spend money for ads or get really lucky and have a YouTuber play it. That's another thing they added. Another thing that they haven't, they didn't update it, but it's been a thing for a bit. If you look at the front page of Roblox, it is just, the games are just not good. They're very cash grabby. I get that a lot of the games are made for really young audiences. Like you have 99 Nights in the Forest, which I think is fine for the audience. I don't think that game is so much of a cash grab. But then you have other games like +1 Speed Keyboard Escape. Come on, dude. That's obviously for little kids. But if you look at the game, you just get spammed with a bunch of UI and buttons you can click, and it's just a slop game that looks like it's been made by AI, which I'll get into in a little bit. There's just so many microtransactions just in your face. Like, if you showed a Victorian child that game, they would probably have a stroke and die. There's just so much going on in the game. It's just like it's very overstimulating. And another reason why I bring up the poorly made games is that Roblox has announced themselves that they are starting to change the algorithm in order to favor high quality games instead. When I heard that announcement, I was like really excited because I thought like this would be a game changer, but it wasn't. Like I look at the top trending and it just looks the exact same, just filled with slop games. Another thing is a huge promotion on AI from the CEO. I know a lot of you guys are probably like, oh, well, you can just avoid the AI. Yeah, you can avoid it, but there are going to be other developers on Roblox that are able to fully make games using AI, and it'll perform better than yours. Even if you like work meticulously, everything's handcrafted, they'll still perform better than you because they asked the AI to make a super retention grabbing cash grab game. There are some AI tools that are built into Studio that I feel like they're good. From what I've heard, there is going to be, or there already is, a tool in Studio that uses AI that tests scenes for you. So when you load into the game and something's not working right, the AI could be like, hey, there's a bug with this that you need to fix, or I tested this and it didn't work. You might need to fix this. I think that's great because sometimes when you debug, you have no idea what the problem is. And then you have other things like AI texture generators, AI 3D model generators, and then the CEO has acquired a system that generates full-on games. And not only that, Roblox is introducing a system to make full games using AI on the mobile app. It's just like so demotivating that in the future on Roblox, someone can make a better game than you. Not a better game, someone can make a game that gets way more players than yours just by using AI. And it's going to make those developers use AI because now they're in competition with people that mass produce slop games with AI. Now that's just a couple things, but there's so much more that's just, oh my god, it's just hard to hear. Another final nail in the coffin was, and I'm saying was because they kind of changed it, they made it so you need to have an active Roblox subscription in order to update your games for everyone to play. Without the subscription, it would be locked to 16 plus, but with the subscription, it'll be available to everyone. This was before the highly engaged players. Now it's either you can have a subscription or you could pay one time for 1,000 Robux. But all of those things help contribute and me leaving Roblox as a developer. But the main thing that made me not want to make games on Roblox anymore was their lack of communication when it comes to banned Roblox games. Now, I know what a lot of you might be thinking. You'd be like, oh, it can't be that bad. No, dude, it is god awful, man. Like, it is just like, oh, it is headache inducing. That's how stressful it is when it comes to their communication with moderated assets. Like I said in the beginning of the video with Soul Roulette, that game was falsely taken down due to and self. When you're playing Soul Roulette, you play rock, paper, scissors, you take away one hand and you play with the other hand. When the round ends, the loser goes through a round of Russian roulette. However, the person doesn't take the gun and shoot themselves. There is a middleman, the puppet, and the puppet has control of the gun and the puppet will shoot the other person. And then I eventually made an add-on for the game where you could go against the puppet himself, and it's just like the scene in Soul Roulette where you pull the trigger and you just go to the next chamber instead of spinning it. But of course, I couldn't do that because that would be against TOS, so I made it so you shoot the other person. And then like a couple weeks go by, and then I get a message from Roblox saying that my game was taken down due to suicide and self. So I'm like, oh, that is strange because there isn't any of that in the game. So I contacted Roblox and I was like, hey man, like my game does not break TOS. Can you please review it? And then they got back to me like a week later and they said, we reviewed your game and we have decided we are not accepting your appeal. You can go screw yourself. I'm like, whoa, that isn't in the game. Why is it taken down? So I emailed back and I'm like, hey, could you tell me exactly what broke TOS? Because they only gave me like a general TOS rule that I broke. I was like, hey, can you be a little more specific? And they get back to me and then get back to me again on another week later. So it was just back and forth for a couple of weeks. And they get back to me and they're like, oh, sorry, but we can't tell you why. And I'm like, and I forgot what I said. I think I was like, how come? Or something like that. And eventually they were like, we're sorry, but we can no longer help you with this request because it has been over 30 days. And if you didn't know this, Roblox no longer takes appeals after 30 days from when the asset was moderated. And that, like, I was distraught. I was like, oh, you have to be kidding me. So they basically just told me to fuck off. That made me super upset because I still had no idea what exactly in the game was considered TOS breaking. So I had to do digging myself and think. And the only thing I could, oh, is that a pink sheep? Yo, that's a pink sheep. Yo, that's cool. I have to kill you though, I'm sorry. It was really upsetting because I was never told exactly what got my game taken down. And that game took like a while to make too. That game took like maybe a little over a month, but I've been constantly working on that game. I spent like 7 to 9 hours working on that game every single day for like a month and then releasing it just for it to get taken down without the moderators telling me exactly what in that game was the fault of it being taken down. And I think I asked them too, I was like, is there anything I could do? Is there anything I could do to get the game back up? And, never got around to it. So then that happens, and I think that was probably like the final nail in the coffin. I was like, all right, yeah, that sucks. I'm going to work on Minute Mayhem for a little bit more, for like a couple months, maybe a year, and then I'm going to finish Orderly Independence to finish what I started, because I started working on that game like in 9th grade maybe, and I wanted to finish it. I wanted that to be my last game, and I knew it was going to be my last game. So I released Orderly Independence, and it did really well, and I'm still surprised it did well, because the only way you can spend Robux in the game is through donations, and that is it. And Roblox doesn't really like that because they like their money. So anyways, I released that, and a couple days ago, I released a statement on my Discord talking about how I'm quitting development. At the end of it, I tell them that I'm going to be re-uploading Soul Roulette. And I did end up re-uploading Soul Roulette. It now goes by Soul Showdown, because no matter, if I name it Soul Roulette, no matter what I make its description, it always tags out. And I feel like the algorithm would need a description to promote it. So I ended up naming it Soul Showdown. I kind of didn't want to. I really like Soul Roulette. But before I ended up re-uploading it, I contacted Roblox again, and I asked them, if they could re-review my game, even though it's been over the 30-day mark. And I tell them, I'm like, yo, I believe it's very unfair that you gave me a 30-day ticket, but your responses took about a week each, give or take. They gave me a template response. It's supposed to be a human. It's definitely not a human. They gave me a template response saying, oh, sorry, we can't be because it's been 30 days. And I know this is a template because they gave me the exact same response when I first talked to them about Silver Roulette. So they say, sorry, it's been over 30 days. I'm like, I understand your 30-day policy. However, my concern is about you guys reviewing it because I feel like it was moderated incorrectly. And they said, sorry, we're no longer going to help you with this request. I'm like, okay, well, screw me, I guess. So anyways, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to re-upload Silver Roulette, but I'm going to try my best to censor it. And the only thing that I could think of that most likely led to the termination of my game maybe was mentions to Russian roulette. You never actually played Russian roulette, but they mentioned it. The phrase Russian roulette was in the game a couple of times. So I was like, okay, that's probably it. But I don't 100% know that because they never told me. So I got rid of every single mention of Russian roulette and I just changed it to roulette. So hopefully that doesn't get my game banned. So I ended up re-uploading it. It's back on Roblox now. And their lack of communication when it comes to banned assets, it's super, super demotivating because your game can get banned out of nowhere for some reason and you could contact them saying, hey, I believe this is unfair. Can you re-review it? They'll be like, yeah, let's take a look. Oh, wait, sorry, frick you. And then they'll never tell you what exactly got your game banned. So stuff like that's just super demotivating because you could work so hard on something just for it to get taken down and they will never put it back up. And it just really sucks. I'm done developing games for Roblox. I'm done developing games on Roblox. However, I still love making games. Just not on Roblox. I don't love making games on Roblox, but I love making games in general. So I'm going to continue making games on Godot, and I'm working on a new game called Penguin World. It's like a town builder / survival game where you collect different types of penguins, build up a cute little village, defend them against like seals and stuff. Yeah, I'm going to try to upload that on the Apple and Google Play Store, see how that goes. Sorry about this whole yap session. Is way different than my other videos. We're able to get this little whatever the hell this little shack going on over here. But yeah, if you made it this far, thank you so much for sticking around, and I hope you understand where I'm coming from, and I hope I made you realize how just crappy this company has gotten. I've been on Roblox since 2016, and to see it just go down the shitter is just, oh my god. It is just sad. It is so sad. Roblox has an official forum where they announce different things, and almost every single update they do it always has negative backlash and people saying, no, don't do this, and they do it anyway. I don't think they're doing it for the investors either, because if you look at their stocks, it looks like a mountain. But anyways, I'm done yapping. I just want to say Roblox has failed me. I'll be moving on to other projects off the platform. And thank you for watching until the end, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.